There is one small patch of sun left on a corner of the garden. It's one of those sunny, cloudy days. Not a bad scene. That's where the sun is on the track. Everything else is in shade. But it's quite windy. In little gusts. What that means is there's a chill, and the chill means it will take a little bit more heat to raise steam on these unprotected machines, the boilers. And this is my Regner. You can see the label there. And aren't the things that we have to buy in from abroad so much more expensive now, as of today, really? I don't know how people who haven't bought into the hobby are going to manage. Fortunately, I bought this not that long ago, but a little while ago. This is called the Chaloner by Regner. It's one of their models. What I love about these is the engineering. Now look at all that brasswork on there. All those tubes, brasswork, a nicely turned hand wheel for the gas control. I'll turn it up a bit to get going. That's the pressure gauge coming up close to pressure. Reading quite nicely, a sight glass on there. We've got the pressure relief valve. Nicely made little valve with a handle on it here for steam. Now, I don't want to be letting steam out yet. Turn that off. The driver's in the way as it happens when he's over here, but I don't know where else I can put him. And then the forward reverse lever on there. When it gets the pressure, I'll push it into forwards. Yeah, I'm going to turn the gas up a little until it gets going. But this is a twin cylinder. Oh look, there we are, we're nearly there. So it's twin cylinder, oscillating cylinders, but geared down. So that what you get, because it's twin cylinders and they're out of phase, it means you can get reversing. So you've got reversing on this. I'm just getting blow off from the safety valve. So I think I'm getting up towards pressure. But yep, we've got this here. If I open the steam now, I'm not quite sure how much. That handle's loose on there. Oh dear. The nut needs tightening. Okay, I've got a problem with the nut needs tightening. I'll go and get a pair of pliers, do that. Because at the moment I'm not able to let any steam out. I'm letting it run away at a fairly high speed just because it's not running yet. So little used. Oops, it's come off there. The high winds mean that we've got a problem with leaves on the line. I think I'm clearing them all, but just in the meantime I'm running light engine. It wasn't just leaves on the line, it was wires, oops, that I've been playing with. There we are, that was a bit of sunshine. And so at the same time I'm learning how to drive it, I've now got a certain amount of gas going, which is close to enough gas to keep up just enough pressure to keep it rolling at what I think is a reasonable speed. Now that pressure is well below the maximum pressure of this engine, as I can see from the steam valve. But what I can do here is get a view of it in the sunshine. Gleaming brass. And if I am consistent about my settings, I can see how the pulling power of it is at that, which should be good because it's geared down. Oops, Daisy. Truck on the back doesn't like it, does it? This is the other side. It's now running in the opposite direction. Let's run round the skips. Right, the other way around the truck. Forget about that last step. It's the sight glass is out of water. I suspect, I can't remember, that the gas tank may hold more than one tank or one boiler full of water, so I'm going to stop it now. Yeah, I do have the bottle to refill that. I'll have a go at that. So there's two ways round I can run it. If I run it this way round, I can see the water level more easily, and it's right down at the bottom of the glass after I've put in several pumps of water, but I can't see the pressure gauge. I think it's more important that I see the water level, which would be running it round this way. However, I can tell after I've used it a few times when the water level's getting low, and I'll be able to check it then. And I guess pressure can be determined by when the blow-off valve, the pressure valve, goes. But there we see the water bobbing up and down as the water begins to boil again, and if I lean over I'll be able to see the pressure gauge, and the pressure's building up. That's enough to go. That's enough to pull at a reasonable rate this rake of trucks. There we go. A little bit more running. How many times round has this been? 4 or 5. I think you've seen the size of the garden, the length of the run. Very few inclines, a slight incline here where it slows down slightly. But this is the great thing about the geared loco. It pulls up the inclines pretty easily, pretty readily. It doesn't have a huge impact on the loco speed, so there's not as much need to drive it. Therefore, having manual operation is very much more feasible with a geared loco. Once you've got it set, it will pull along quite nicely. Whereas with a loco where the pistons drive the wheels directly, you might have to do more driving of the loco. In this case, I just set the regulator, the steam regulator, to suitable position, and away it goes. And similarly, it doesn't run away from itself when going downhill. So that's quite useful. The coupling heights are causing a problem with this rake of skip wagons behind. You can see it's lifting the front wheels of that first wagon off because the coupling height is way too high for that wagon. I'd have to consider what I pull behind this. To me, it's an industrial locomotive which would pull skips or some other sort of industrial truck, maybe slate wagons, not coaches. I just want to try reversing it, although I am running it the other way around the track, but that's, let's say, forwards direction. Let's move it to off, central position on the forward reverse regulator. What did seem to run a little bit more smoothly in that other direction, what I would call reverse, but actually it's running more freely in forwards. I can't run it loaded in the oh, is it used up all that water again? Maybe use up the water. This is the Jackson's water fill bottle that I can use. Running round without derailments. another partial fill. I keep putting a little water in until the gas runs out. Let's stop it again, put some more water in. There we go. Oh no, there's still a fair bit of water in there. So this is what we do. Oh look, it looks as though the condensate container is full. It is full, it's hot. So the condensate container is filled up. I don't know what happens to steam now. Anyway, here we go. Three-quarter overhead view of it running.